Good morning. Today is my last online class with a group of teachers who work all around the city of Taoyuan. I've been doing this project. I will tell you all about it a little later, but first, I want to introduce you to my partner in crime, Lynn. Let's go meet her now. Ni hao.
Hi.
Hi, Lynn. So what are we doing? What are we doing today?
Today we are going to have the teaching program.
Teaching program. Has it been a good experience? What? Okay, honestly.
And it is a very good experience.
Yeah, you love to work, don't you?
Yeah.
Lynn loves work.
So that's right.
So Lynn, am I a good teacher or a bad teacher?
Oh, very good teacher.
Really?
Yes.
And I never lie to you, right?
You always lie to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lynn.
Bye.
It's showtime. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Today is a huge day. Today is our last class together. So I am very excited. And we have a lot of presentations today. So we need to get started pretty soon.
Okay, ready to your hands. Raise your hands.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, body, and bless them both in mine.
Tita,
Never seen anybody do that thing to put before.
Tita, Tita,
Move for me, move for me, move for me, hey, hey.
Tita, Tita,
When you're done, I'm back to
Tita, Tita.
So, what is in church? That means the people singing in the church. And in the Middle Age and the Renaissance, there are only men can sing in the church.
Hello, my friends. My name is Ryan Freeman. Welcome to my life. I wanted to talk about this class that I just showed you. This is a class of about 28 local Taiwanese teachers. They teach at various middle schools, junior high schools, all around the Taoyuan area. They are all arts teachers. 1/3 of them are visual arts teachers. 1/3 of them are music teachers. And 1/3 of them are performing arts teachers. So for the last 3 months, they have been meeting with me for 3 hours every week to 2 weeks, both in person and online. And I would teach them English. The idea of the course was to help them become confident in using English in the classroom, because Taiwan has made this initiative to make the entire country bilingual in the near future. So they are requiring many of their public school teachers to teach not only in Mandarin, which is the official language used throughout the country, but also English. So they're trying to push these local teachers who, for the most part, although they have studied English, they might even be fans of English, for the most part, find it very daunting to not only teach middle school students. Middle school students are notoriously difficult to motivate. To not only teach them in Chinese, which is hard enough, but to also use English, which is not their native language. So it's an extra responsibility for them. So I met these students a few months ago when we started the course, and it has been a very interesting time. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. I was new to teaching middle school in Taiwan, and from them, I've learned a lot about their experiences. Not only is this their country, but they have been teaching for many years in the local school district. And it's been a fantastic just mind swap of teaching techniques. I have no doubt learned as much from them as they have learned from me. And one of the things that I've been so impressed with is how easygoing and helpful and supportive these 28 local teachers, how supportive and how amazing they are, not only as students of mine as I'm teaching them conversational English and classroom English, but as classmates themselves. You saw a glimpse into this last lesson where they had to give a presentation of their own. So they've been watching me lecture, they've been watching me give presentations, and now it's time for them to do a presentation in English, to give them practice and to allow their classmates as well as myself to evaluate their performance. And some of them did fantastic. A lot of them did fantastic. And some of them had really trouble. A lot of them struggled with nerves, or they didn't prepare as much, or the technology didn't work. That's one of the issues you always have whenever you're using a lot of technology teaching any subject. But whenever you're doing an online class and there's a lot of students and there's a lot of moving parts and you're trying to use links from YouTube and your microphone's not working, there's so many things that can go wrong. And even though there were some students who had a lot of major problems, everyone was just so, not everyone, but a lot of the class was just so supportive and so helpful. One of the things that, different atmospheres will change you and touch you. And I guess I have been very touched by being around them. They're so much kinder, nicer, supportive than a group of American adults, I would say. Not that Americans are bad, but we have a little bit more of a competitive spirit, in America, I think. Less of a cooperative spirit, even though we do obviously cooperate. We're all humans. But the Taiwanese are just so helpful, so friendly. So it's been an interesting course. And one of the coolest things about this course is that this is not part of my official contract. So if you're on this channel or you're watching this video because you're interested in what it might be like teaching at a public school in Taiwan, I will say that my contract officially says I'm not allowed to take any part-time jobs, yet this is actually technically a part-time job, but it's through the government, so it doesn't really, I guess, get me into trouble. But the coolest thing is that this was a side gig, completely separate from my normal teaching of middle school students, where I got paid to teach during my working hours at my workplace. So I am at work on a work day doing my side gig. So it's not extra hours out of my schedule to earn more money. And I will tell you the pay. I'm not to brag, but just to give you an idea of, some side gigs do pay pretty well. This job paid me 1,500 NTD per hour. And it was, like I said, 3 hours about every week or every 2 weeks, just on the side during my working hours when I didn't have normal classes. 1,500 NTD is about $50 US an hour of extra cash at work where I'm getting paid for my normal work. So there are ways, even if the salary is somewhat lower than an American salary for teaching middle school, there are ways to earn some extra money. And I didn't have to negotiate for that. That was the amount the government was paying. I don't think this was probably a fairly limited option. It just sort of came my way. I don't necessarily know why they chose me, but they did. And next semester, apparently, there will not be this course. So my salary, my overall income will go down. But I'm sure that new opportunities will pop up. Like next week, I will start another program where I will be doing a podcast about reading books related to saving the environment and all sorts of other social issues, as well as global issues, which will pay 1,000 NTD per hour, which is about $30 an hour. But I won't be teaching. I'll just be on a podcast, spending a few minutes reading a book and talking about the book. So there's all these weird opportunities that can just pop up that are in addition to your normal classes where you can earn extra money on top of your contract. So even if your contract says that you cannot work part-time, you might just get these little side gigs from the government and Board of Education in the city that you're working at, or from other teachers and things like that. It's not necessarily as strict as it might seem in the contract, at least the contract that I read, that I have. And I had a blast. These people that I met, you know, a lot of them are around my age, some of them are older, some of them are younger, and just meeting their personalities. This is the greatest part of teaching. It's not the money, it's not necessarily just the travel, but it's the personalities, the people that you're interacting with. Both the students and these students that I was teaching were not middle school students, but actually teachers. And as a teacher, it's always fascinating to talk to other teachers and hearing their experiences and sharing your troubles and hearing their troubles, and finding that even though you're Taiwanese and I'm American, and you teach music and I teach English, we have the same challenges of how do we motivate our students. So many times they would ask me, how do I get my students to speak English? And I'll say, guys, I know they're paying me big bucks to teach you how to use English to teach your students, but I'll tell you what, it's not easy for me to get my students to teach English. This is a challenge for all of us. Let's put our heads together and let's talk about it. Okay, group one, I want you to answer this. Let's come up with some solutions. Group two, and I was more of a facilitator, and whenever I had a personal story to tell, their ears would perk up. I got to share a lot about my life. The class wasn't about me, but whenever we would talk about a subject, they were always very eager to hear my story, because I'm very different than them, different ideas than them, different background than them. And teaching and being a student, it's all about learning, and learning should be engaging, fun, informative, and leave you with an impression that you've not only had a good time, and not only learned something about someone else, but giving you insight into your own life from whatever you have learned from a person or from the class material. So anyways, I guess I just wanted to share that. This was a great course. A lot of them I will remember, I will miss. And that is all. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Ryan Freeman. If you have any questions or comments about teaching English in Taiwan, teaching at a middle school, or about this particular topic or about any other topic, put it down in the comments, click thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video. My name's Ryan. Bye-bye.